When the Adams County Sheriff took viewers on a live-streamed police chase end of last month, he had a passenger riding along with him. So that now brings into question two policies that the sheriff himself may have violated. Marshall Zellinger compares the video to the rules.
Hold on. Let's see if we got a pursuit going.
Okay. When Adams County Sheriff Rick Reigenborn live-streamed from his unmarked car with a ride-along passenger on January 29th, he involved himself in a chase. He was at 58th and Washington. The vehicle in the pursuit was 6.5 miles away.
6677th Avenue.
Buckle up, here we go.
Based on the Adams County Sheriff's Office ride-along policy, the ride-along passenger should have been dropped off before the sheriff joined. If practicable, the participant should be let out of the vehicle in a safe, well-lighted place. Not only was he not let out, the ride-along helped direct the sheriff.
You are clear right.
The pursuit entered Denver and was called off because the person behind the wheel started driving on the wrong side of the road.
And unfortunately, that's one of their tactics, is they'll drive on the wrong side of the road so that we won't pursue them.
The sheriff kept following without lights and sirens. The ride-along passenger kept helping guide the sheriff.
There he is.
Where?
On the next block. Go through the alley, go through the alley.
Ultimately, the sheriff would park the car and run after the driver, and he caught him. When it was over, he talked about what's normally supposed to happen when a pursuit is called off.
We typically turn and go the other way. With us being in an unmarked car, and with me being the sheriff, we turned our emergency lights off. We resumed back to normal traffic laws, and
Observed.
we observed from a distance.
Based on the Adams County Sheriff's Office pursuit policy, the sheriff probably should not have joined even without a ride-along passenger. Distinctively marked patrol vehicles should replace unmarked vehicles involved in a pursuit whenever practicable. The sheriff said he was busy today and couldn't talk to me about his live stream. I emailed a number of questions to him about the policy and why he chose to involve himself in that chase. I did not get a response so far. A question I have is who would investigate if the sheriff did violate his own policies? Kyle, I spoke with a few sheriffs who tell me ultimately it requires a complaint and that any results of an investigation would be given back to the sheriff to impose.
Think about what you've done. No, that's my big question, though, when it's the person in charge who is accused of violating the policies. Think about like what President Nixon told David Frost, you know, if the president does it, then it's not illegal.
It ultimately comes down to voters because the sheriff answers to voters. It's not like the county commissioners can come in and do anything or anyone else because the sheriff is an elected leader. And so it would be investigated, could be investigated if there's a complaint. But ultimately, I'm told the results will be like, hey, we think this person did X. Sheriff, here's the punishment we recommend. But it's the sheriff you're talking about in that situation.
And again, Marshall, why has it been so difficult to figure out who the sheriff's wingman is?
We got a name. The name is Tim, a former radio guy from the sheriff's office. We think there's a misspelling of the last name we were given because we think we know enough about this person, and that'll be coming this week. Hopefully we can confirm who it is and talk more about this ride-along passenger.
All right. Marshall, thank you.